cities. Tonight we'll be talking smart cities and also smart universities. We're going smart, and this is actually a great choice because it's the choice of the century and the beat of the moment. And I have every honor of having with me in the studio live to talk about smart cities and smart universities, smart education, and also going green. Dr. Ahmad Abdel Tawwab, professor at Menofia University. Thank you so much, Professor, for coming to Nile TV International and the daily debate live Wednesdays with Taghreed Hussein. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Taghreed. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you. And while talking smart, and we're saying that we're going smart, it's very important while going smart to make planning and also to prepare those who are going smart for this important phase. And while we are, of course, pinpointing and highlighting tonight the new republic with its components, among the components, the smart cities, the smart universities, how are we preparing our youth today while we are focusing on the human capital and the human potential to be up to the new phase, to be up to the new republic?
Very promising, very significant, and very positive as well. Talking about smart education and smart living style today is something that is essential. It's part and parcel of our lifestyle nowadays because we are witnessing a revolution. As we discussed that before, that is digitalized revolution, and we have to cope with all of that. Just the other day, a few days ago, I heard that the governance, the cabinet, they decided to hold the first meeting in Al Alamein, and we are supposed to have other meetings in some other new smart cities. What does that mean? It means that there is a radical change happening in the mindset of the officials in our country. Why do we move to such cities? Because we would like to attract tourists, because we would like to create these places to be a hub for marketing for our country, because we would like to invest in our youth, in our students, because we would like to make the country to be taking a very, very huge steps for development. Today we are talking about what's happening is the infrastructure for the internet. We have high-speed computing infrastructure today, and we are building new cities, the new administrative capital. We are talking about El Galala. We are talking about also, on the other hand, when it comes to education, we are talking about several universities, international universities, and all of them are well connected by one smart digitalized system. Why do we have that? Because we would like to take a wonderful step for development, because we would like to take a step for competitiveness globally and locally, and we would like also to build a strong network with the other side outside the country. This is the best way. I do salute everyone who is thinking in this way, in a smart way, in order to get the job done and to be on the right path.
Right. As a professor of linguistics, you've chosen the word wonderful, and it's always great and wonderful, you know, to see those promising projects happening on Egyptian soil. We do have developments on more than one level. We're going smart, smart cities and smart universities. Both are interrelated because the whole environment is bringing the smart vibes, let me say. Besides going smart, we are also, you know, working on preparing our youth for the industries. Look at the very important meeting that took place under the directives of the President, where His Excellency had instructed the government to proceed with plans in order to advance the labor industry, the textile industry. So, your opinion concerning vocational training and how about those smart cities? Does going smart means that we are going to leave whatever traditional behind, or are we going to go in parallel?
I think that technical education is part and parcel of the whole process for what's happening today in our education. Believe it or not, and I know that some people probably may not like my opinion here, we are taking very, very impressive steps when it comes to changing the education to be something smart and to be something sophisticated. And I think that, as you said, vocational and technical education is something that is extremely important. Egypt realized that from the very beginning. Today, there are a lot of schools that are being built in this field. that there are also a lot of skilled laborers that we are trying to train them. We are also trying to export and import experiences. Today, the experience and the experts, that they are the wealth of the country. Today, we are talking about the economy of knowledge. Today, we are talking about the bank of knowledge and the bank of information. That didn't happen before. So we are talking about something that is unprecedented. And I think that when it comes to the technical, I think that we need also to change the mindset of the people. It's not today as we had before in the past, like the top colleges and the down colleges. Today, the situation is different. It is who you are, what are the skills that you have, what are your talents, and how could you make something beneficial for yourself, for your community, for your society, for your country at the end.
Yes, this is actually the main noble goal, that we are working for a better quality of life for all Egyptians. And in order to accelerate this, definitely we are helping students in our universities today and preparing them for the smart era, let me say. And we've seen more than once His Excellency the President encouraging the youth also to go for sports. And rather also they would use bikes instead of any other means of transportation. So how are our universities like sportive and cultural edifices today as you see them?
You know, Tagreed, I think that this is something related to the awareness. And we used to talk about this strategic keyword before. You said in your introductory part, go green. Using the bikes and the bicycles and using the sports, this is part of the culture of green. Today, when we talk about the youth, we are talking about how can we put incentives and how can we motivate them and how can we push them forward. This is the point. The question is, how can we do that? Well, first of all, there is a strategic plan by the government in order to help the youth to go forward for that. Remember the International Youth Forums in Sharm el-Sheikh. Remember the National Academy for Training for the Youth.
And here we can, as we can see, His Excellency awarding the top athletes awards. And this is, in fact, it's very inspiring because at the end of the day, you find this as a great inspiration, and this sense of recognition and appreciation definitely gives incentives to move forward.
Right, very true. And you know, this gives the impression of being appreciated. This is extremely important. This is something that is very motivational for everyone. When I go and work in any place, when I involve in any activity, and I see and I feel that sense of appreciation, this is a positive feeling that I can get. I think that such a step is wonderful. It sends a clear message for everyone that Egypt is standing behind its youth and they are supporting the youngsters to take further steps in order to help and build the country at the end.
Yes, women empowerment in the full sense of the word has been seen also while encouraging our beautiful athletes coming top and clinching gold medals, like for instance Hannah Gouda, and we have also our squash player Noor Sherbini, and definitely they go hand in hand. So we are encouraging, of course, today sports, the athletes, the inspiring role models. Whenever we are together, we also talk about the inspiring role model Mohamed Salah, because Salah today is not only inspiring for Egypt, but he's inspiring for the world youth at large.
That's true. Actually, Mohamed Salah is becoming nowadays a phenomenon. He's a phenomenon, not just for the Egyptian youth, probably I would say for the global youth as well. It is an inspiring story that, and very, very motivation for everyone, that we would like to see something here. As I can see here now, that this is something. And I think that this is something that's very important, which is how can we draw the lessons, and how can we understand that by working hard, by struggling in our life in order to get our target, by having systematic way of thinking, by using smart techniques, by having different trainings, by having also different networks. And I think in this way, I think that what we really would like to do today is we would like to provide and give the youth a model. And we have a wonderful model here today, Mohammed Salah. So I think that he's someone, I think that he's a source of inspiration for everyone. And when I was just talking with my colleagues in the US and in Europe, they were stunned and inspired by his story. So this is part of the soft power of Egypt.
Yeah.
So I do remember, for example, in the past, the famous actor like Ismail Yassin, though he was well known in the Arab world. And so today, I do remember Omar al-Sharif as well. Today we have someone else.
Yes.
So this is one of the treasures for our country, Egypt.
Yes, definitely. And this is a continuation of the great legends of this country. You know, our grand ancestors never stopped from dazzling the world. And here we can find the pharaohs, the young ones, also doing a great job. So we're really proud of them all. Building the Egyptian character again, being proud of our identity. Going smart means being smart enough also to preserve our heritage.
Right.
How are we doing this balance, Professor, in your opinion?
I think that this is a very important point, which is how can we connect between the past, the present, and the future. When we talk about that we would like to go smart, when we talk about that we would like to develop the country, that doesn't mean that we are neglecting our past or our history. History is part of our identity.
Yes.
We talked before about the Egyptian identity and the Egyptian character, and if we would like to understand what is identity, then we have to realize very specific points: history, geography, religion, culture, the social aspects, even in language. As you know that I am a translator and interpreter and a professor. It's part and parcel. When I train my students, I always tell them that you have to keep in your mind the historical background, the geographical background, to be aware. So the word aware here is very strategic in order to have the awareness concept. This is something that is used nowadays as a weapon. In order to face the challenges, you have to be aware what's going on. Today, I meet a lot of people, probably they are not happy about the economic situation. It happens, but if we look outside Egypt, the inflation is rising in every part in the world today. So we have to realize.
This is awareness. We should make them understand and quite aware
this is very
of
important.
all the challenges happening worldwide.
So there is a challenge today. It's a global challenge, and we have to deal with that. So it's not a local issue, but it's a global issue. It depends on your understanding and your awareness. This is what we are talking about. Going smart to build the awareness, and putting also in our campaign, in our steps, also the historical and the geographical background as well.
Yes, as we as a country, we're working hard on branding Egypt globally, and this is going actually working on more than one level. On the touristic level, we can see the fabulous events, the amazing events like the Rams Road and the Mummies Parade and more. And also on the construction sphere, like the new administrative capital has been making headlines as the capital of the new republic. So how does the world see such achievements, Doctor?
I think that they are observing what's going on in Egypt, and they are trying to learn how can we take a few steps in a very short time to build such constructions. I know that it's a huge amount of money that's being spent. More than $65 billion is spent, but it's for the infrastructure of the country. Today, we can just say that we have a solid network for electricity. We are also trying to adapt ourselves to the challenges when it comes to the water. We have also the construction plannings nowadays. So I think that this is something very important. It is an attractive point for a lot of people. I met a lot of visitors coming to Egypt. They told me that we would like to go to Sharm el-Sheikh, but we would like also to visit the new administrative capital.
Definitely. The fourth generation cities that are built across Egypt. We will open new smart cities. It's not only the new administrative capital, but we have in Aswan, in Mansoura, in Rosetta. Well, lots and lots of achievements that we're really proud of. Short break. We'll be back.
اللي شايفه حلم أو خيال، أوصف الجمال ده أقول في إيه؟ اللي جه وشاف ده كله قال بصوا شوفوا مصر عاملة إيه. ده اللي شايفه خيال
Yes, as we've seen in the beautiful filler concerning New Alamein, بصوا شوفوا مصر عاملة إيه. Look and see what Egypt has achieved. Well, a lot actually. The New Alamein city has been a sense of attraction worldwide today with the dramatic development that has been undertaken, reflecting, of course, also another dimension, which is Egypt's soft power, because we've seen concerts being held in the beauty of New Alamein. Also, this is branding Egypt globally and introducing New Alamein to the world. How are we working in that, and can our youth help in that as well, in like marketing those new cities to the world?
I think that when Egypt started to think about Al Alamein as a strategic location, it does have a long-term vision. The reason for choosing Alamein, it's more than one reason. One of them is a touristic perspective. So in order to create that concept of therapeutic tourism and to have the treatment and to have the health style of life, then this is the right place. Then there is something else as well, Tagreed, which is called the educational tourism as well.
Yes.
So, and this is why we have a new smart civil university, which is called Al Alamein University as well.
Yes.
Why do we have such university, and what is the role of the youth? As you said, they play a significant and a brilliant role, as a matter of fact. We are today trying to bring international students to come and invest knowledge in Egypt. We are trying to build a country that could be used as a hub of knowledge and a hub of smart thinking styles. And we are putting incentives to international students to come. And as you know, that I teach in different and across Egyptian universities. So in every Egyptian university today, that there is a department for bringing international students to campus in Egypt.
Yeah.
So this is something that we are trying to do, which is how can we market the country from the educational perspective as well.
Yes.
This is what's happening in the US. This is what's happening today in Asia and in Europe. And so today we
and
are
happening
just,
in Egypt.
And today it's happening in Egypt.
Like we do have the different cultures around. I mean, in Sharm el-Sheikh, bin Salman University, we have the French University, we have a German university and an American university. So Egypt has it all.
This is what we are saying, that this is the diversity of the community. We've been talking, just a few days ago, I was talking with the folks in bin Salman University in Sharm el-Sheikh, and I was amazed by such wonderful facilities and also the diverse students that they have. It's exactly what's happening here in Cairo in different universities as well. This is a wonderful and a positive propaganda for education in Egypt to the whole world. And this is one of the reasons why did we choose Al-Alamin, for many specific reasons, and the youth play an important role when it comes to the development process here in this way.
Yes, very important, playing also a very important role in Egypt becoming a hub, an educational hub as well, and to education today as a tool. While we are able to disseminate our soft power, our culture and identity to the world. Egypt and digitization, and universities and digitization. Are there pros and cons?
Right. I think that I probably might stand for the pros of the digitalized education. I'm a big fan for what's going on today in Egypt. And let me say that I'm also enjoying what's happening, because that there is a transformational step happening. We are trying also on campus, we are trying to change the syllabi in our universities nowadays. Today we are setting up and building very specialized programs. And for me, in my field, in the field of languages and the translation, there is very specific and specialized, well-customized programs in order to serve and help the students. Today we are not dealing with the students as we used to do in the past, like a traditional way, but we are just dealing with them as they are not the receivers of knowledge, but producers of knowledge. And how can we do that? It's based on creativity, based on innovative way of thinking, based on entrepreneurship, based on how can we find different solutions for the current challenges. By applying such untraditional, unusual way and strategy, in this way we can just overcome all the challenges and build the country and make youth to be involved in such a developmental process.
Yes, this is the key word, make the youth involved. And that's why while the World Youth Forum had kicked off and the National Forum at the very beginning, that was the main aim and goal, how to attract those youth to this platform, this great platform of decision-making, and how to make them part and parcel of the decision-making process, how to prepare them for leadership. This is what really counts. How can we prepare the youth today for leading positions, like in 2 minutes, because actually we need to leave on a very optimistic note.
All right. Well, let me just tell you that is how can we motivate and push the youth? I think by providing them a model, and we have different models nowadays. And let me conclude our wonderful talking today, Tagreed, by what Dr. Ahmed Zuwail said before, that just to give the youth the power, give them the incentives, give them the motivation, and you can see what they can do to help and to serve and to build the country. I think that this is what we believe in nowadays. Based on my past experiences, on my current experiences, most of my dealings with the youth, with the youngsters, and I really so proud to say that the driving force for any development happening in any society, it's by youth.
Yes, definitely the youth are the engine, they are the dynamics, they are the power behind any sort of achievement. And tonight we were talking smart cities, smart universities, smart education. And Dr. Abdel Tawwab had also emphasized the importance of education being a tool to achieve this sense of going smart and going digital. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Ahmad Abdel Tawwab, Professor at Minufeya University, for coming to the debate tonight.
My pleasure, Tali. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. We have monitored earlier in the day the close partnership between Egypt and Korea at the Pyramids Air Show, and that was what a spectacle that really was amazing and attracted world attention. The mother of the world continues to dazzle the whole world. Long live Egypt. Many thanks for watching. I'm Taghreed Hussein.
حلمي وبدأ قالوا عني زمان موهوم بيضيع وقت لا يوم سلم ولا استسلم ووقعت وقمت وامبارح غير دلوقت هنا قلبي من جوه ده اللي بيديني القوة في طريقي مشيت واديني ثبت من هنا قررت بعد ما فكرت امشي عالصعب وعرفت انا لما كبرت ان اللي تفكر في ازمه كان خوفك منه ملوش لازمه واديك عالصعب قدرت واللي زمان ضحكوا عليك شوفهم دلوقتي بيداروا كسوفهم ما هو راهنوا عليك تخسروا كسبت انا ابن مصر انا ضد الكسر انا رافع راسي تملي لفوق طول العمر انا ابن مصر قلبي نسر ما اقدرش اعيش ابدا يوم غير وانا حر شفت يا زمان ومواقف ملهاش عد بس الصدمات بتقوي ومش بتهد شفت يا زمان ومواقف ملهاش عد بس الصدمات بتقوي ومش بتهد انا عندي ثقة بالنفس ومناعة ضد اليأس انا ابن مصر انا ضد الكسر انا رافع راسي